Yeah, boy, that's that 1950s music. I love it so much. And that is where the Panhandle Gator Club podcast, for those of you not used to seeing us at this hour, I know it takes a minute, but slowly you're finding us, and we do appreciate that. I'm Buddy Martin. He's Rob Dodson. We're going to hear plenty of him from him tonight. We got the Panhandle Gator Club podcast logo, not quite ready for prime time, because I got the Buddy Martin, not just Buddy Martin, the Buddy Martin. Our graphics person needs to work on it. And then Rob Dodson, presented by Rocket Lanes of Panama City. We know that one, buddy. Good to be with you today. And we've got a good show lined up for you. Rob's got some news. Had a terrific show last night about who else, Lane Kiffin. We got coming up today, we got a special announcement about this hot new basketball book. You're going to love it. And there's going to be one time you can get it here locally. So listen up. Take your pen and pencil. And then Rob Brown, who's kind of a expert on the Panhandle because he's come here every year since 1902. So, yeah, he'll be along shortly. And, you see the message boards. Just go in and jump in and make a comment. This is about the Panhandle, Rob. And the Panhandle is a special place to you because when you answer the phone, you say, hello from paradise. And so, how are you, brother?
I am great, buddy. Great to be here today. I'm not in my normal location. My wife and I are out on a little vacation, but we find a little time for the podcast.
Appreciate you doing that. Tell her thank you very much for sharing you with us because this is a special program. I'm really excited about the future of what we're doing here and the response we're getting from people. And remember, this is sponsored by the Gator Club, but it's open to everybody. And our fine sponsors we're going to mention in just a bit, Rocket Lanes, of course, and Prime Orthodontics. Tell you all about that in a second. We wanted to open up a venue for people everywhere, but particularly in the western part of the state, northwest part of the state, and then, of course, Southern Alabama, Georgia, especially about things pertaining to here in Bay County, where we live, Rob and I live. So Rob, why don't you open up the show and tell folks about our fine friends at Rocket Lanes, where we were not too long ago and plan to be again soon.
I'd be glad to, buddy. Rocket Lanes, you can come get social at Rocket Lanes. Bring your family, enjoy bowling, enjoy their skating rink. They have a 16,000 square foot arcade. And while your kids are out playing, if you don't want to be with them, come back to their sports bar and grab a bite to eat or a drink.
And you can get lost. You also get lost there. I know that for sure.
Yeah, you haven't you, buddy? It is a large place with kids run around and enjoy themselves. Parents run around and enjoy themselves. And on Saturdays, they're the host of the Panhandle Gator Club for our football watch game. So come to the bar, watch a game, not just a Gator game, but watch any game that's going on in one of their many TVs. So come get social at Rocket Lanes, 513 North Richard Jackson Boulevard, Panama City Beach, in the shops of Edgewater across from Edgewater Beach Resort.
There you go. Good job there. Appreciate it, brother. And I want to mention, too, that Prime Orthodontics is also a sponsor. We'll talk more about them and maybe a lot more with them in the future. So, all right. So here's the deal. People have Lane Kiffin fatigue, right?
Yes.
And I understand, but it is the story. It is the story. And we're going to continue to talk about it. I have a column up today talking about, is Kiffin to Florida a done deal on GatorbaitMedia.com, if I may plug that fine website. I happen to know the guy who owns it. And the fine people we have. I got to get you right for them soon. We got some terrific writers, friends. By the way, shout out to Friends Beard. He's under the weather. He's got strep throat. And I talked to him this morning. He could hardly talk. He's excited because we got a book to talk about, which we're going to do here soon. I don't want to spend the whole show just hyping stuff. I'd like to emphasize there's a big signing day coming up here in Panama City, one time only, with special pricing for people who want to know about the golden season. That's it. And the golden season, you can actually have there's a email address out for it. Carlton Reese, who'll be on later, will remind you the golden season book at gmail.com. There are various prices right now because you can get some deals, but they're not going to be there long, and there are not many books there available. So this is a one-time thing, and I would imagine we'll have to reorder books after that if we get it takes months. So if you want to, I mean, I could see someone wanting to get 10 for Christmas presents. It's a really good book. It's illustrated by Chris Spears, 40 pictures, and it's all the step-by-step story of Franz Beard, of the Gators, who Franz followed all the way through the whole season, was there everywhere. So I'm just going to mark it down. Tell them about that and a little bit about it right now, about this thing coming up on December the 18th. We just confirmed it, and we'll hear from our good buddy Carlton Reese, one of the editors of the book. And I know you guys are very excited about it at Panhandle Gator Club.
Oh, we're very excited, like so. We just got confirmation that Franz Beard, Carlton Reese, and Buddy Martin will be at the Panhandle Gator Club book signing. We have a date of December 18th. We're working on the location. We'll have it, but we should have that shortly. But plan on being there. Get yourself a book. Like I said, it's right before Christmas, and get your assigned book, The Golden Season.
You talked about buying 50 yourself, dude. I can't believe it. I'm gonna buy a bunch myself. I'm gonna pay for them too. But it's okay because I mean, look, with the price, I hate to make this one big commercial, but where can you go and buy a Christmas present for somebody that you really love, who's a Gator, and you can actually buy it and help the club as well, because the club will get part of that money. So more details on that later, but it's a really good book. I know Carlton's excited about it.
Yeah, check out our Facebook page or our website. Both are Panhandle Gator Club. There's already a preliminary information about the book and the book signing, but as we get more information on location, we'll put it out there.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask you to do this without a sequence a little bit, but you're kind enough to go on your bio. Congratulations to you and the missus. 15 years, dude. She deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for being married to you for 15 years.
That's for sure.
No, great. That's wonderful. I'm ready. And I want you to talk a little bit about where you are, because I want to check that out. But first and foremost, let's get to the business of what's happening around the Panhandle a little bit early and talk about it, and then we'll have Carlton.
Well, there's some exciting things happening around the Panhandle area, not just Panama City, but we go all the way to Pensacola, Tallahassee, all the way down to Apalachicola. So we catch the whole Emerald Coast and Forgotten Coast area. But right now there's 13 area football teams in the first round of the playoff in this area. Last night, the 9-1 5A Mosley. See if I get it. Mosley hosted Lincoln last night and won 33-30 in a really exciting game to move on to past the quarterfinals. Tonight will be Bay High School, 9-1 Bay High School, number 2 seed against Tallahassee Godby, number 7 seed. Bay High School will be hosting them. Other items in there, it's just some little things I pick up. We have an 80-year-old Panama City tennis player, Betty Watchub. I may have mispronounced that. She traveled to Croatia representing the United States in the International Tennis Federation Masters, which features 75, 80, and 85 and older tennis players. The U.S. came out with a silver medal, and her doubles partner won the gold medal here from Panama City itself. Also, we got a South Walton, Santa Rosa High sophomore golfer who's playing in her second state champion tournament. So she played as a freshman in the state. She's playing again this year as a sophomore. So 2 more years, maybe she'll make it again and win state title. One other things we had.
Go, you're hot. On a roll. Go.
God, we had on Wednesday we had 10 high school athletes sign scholarships. 5 of those were the D1 schools. We had two Auburn, a Virginia, and an FSU. Let's see, I missed one here somewhere. Oh, there's a UAB also. So we had some players sign some nice D1 scholarships from the area. Like I said, 10 overall. One other thing, just a curiosity. This is right in your neck of the woods, buddy. But we have the 4th annual Little Village Conch Shell Festival. So there's a conch. If you know what a conch shell is, you know they in the islands and Caribbeans and Pacific, they cut a hole in the end of it and they actually blow it like a horn. So they're going to have a conch shell blowing contest this Saturday. Along with conch fritters, conch chowder at again Little Village on Saturday, starting at 11 a.m.
I've had conch chowder. I've had conch, and of course,
that's good stuff.
What I knew about was from Key West. Now they used to be called the conchs, and the team did. I don't know if they changed it. Maybe some of them know. They were called the Key West Conch. I believe when George Myra. No one knows who that is anymore, but he was playing the same time Spurrier was playing. He played in Miami. He was a heck of a player. They were called the Conchs. So someone fill me in here. I'm sure we have some people here. Then we're going to talk about the thing everybody wants to talk about, Lane Kiffin. We had several people calling in or texting in. Now you can go to down the comments and make a comment. We'll post it. Lane train to Lanesville, choo choo choo. That was a name that we talked about. We said we're leaving change the name to Lanesville from Gainesville. There's a lot of people who are excited about this. Some think maybe it's the only choice Florida could and should make. There's lots of talk about it. Last night on the program, the Brenden Martin Show. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. It's at 8 p.m. Central and time, and Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we want you to join us when you can because we have lots of great guests. Had one last night, Rob, from Baton Rouge. A guy I hadn't talked to in a long, long time, Matt Moscona. And last time I talked to him, he told me there was a guy in Louisiana named Billy Napier who might be getting the Florida job. Now, you know how long ago that was. We'll save that comment for another time. But he was on, and he was Ben Troupe was terrific, and the whole team, Kevin Brockway, they were all very, very good. And we had also, I remember Eddie Gilley from our new writer from Gator Bait. He's done some terrific stuff lately. He's on our website. If you're not on Gator Bait, go to GatorBaitMedia.com and sign up, please. We're just a bunch of people trying to keep it alive, man. Doing the best we can do. So anyway, so there was a real emotional, informative, insightful dialogue last night with that group. We had a roundtable discussion. And really, there were some interesting things brought up, like Eddie Gilley, who, by the way, works for Florida Baptist there and doing students in Gainesville and is a really terrific writer, brought up an interesting point. I hadn't even thought about it because today, with the world we're in, we just sort of blow past it. But he said, I'm going to wait on Lane Kiffin because I'm not convinced 100% that his character flaws are not there. Now, I hadn't heard that mentioned at all. Nobody knows. Nobody cares anymore. It's like, I don't care. Axe murder, come on, coach our team as long as you win, right? It's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, and Kiffin, to me, he has one decision to make. Does he stay or does he go to Florida? Although this morning I read an article, and I won't say the national sports journalist, but he says his name's coming up with Penn State and West Virginia, and it's like, no, I don't think so. I think Kiffin's either Ole Miss or Florida, and it's a matter of whether he's comfortable where he's at or he wants to, what I would call, move up.
Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of people think it's either Oxford or Gainesville, period, and nowhere else. I don't know that. I don't pretend to know it. I'm not going to pass on rumors, but I am going to try to have some insightful comments. Sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes you listen to too much and you get all lost in the woods someplace. And what was the question? I don't even know what it was. And this is the period of time where coaches God bless them. I know they're having a tough go too, having to get bound on these buyouts for $35 billion or whatever it is. It's a tough time. But they don't want you to know things, and the remaining journalists we have in this world, they're gone the way of the dodo bird. It seems like, remember that reference, and they're trying to get information, and they're trying to keep you from getting information. What's wrong with this picture? People want you to be a homer and say, "Oh, I want my Gators to win. They got to," that's not my style. Has never been and won't be my style. I want the Gators to win, but my job is to report what I hope is the facts. Getting those facts is getting more and more difficult all the time. Not excuses, just true. Because I'll be honest with you, how do you know the truth anymore? You turn on the internet, you look, you can't even believe the pictures. Did you know the number one country song right now, I learned this just today, was manufactured by AI? Did you know that?
I did not.
Not even a real person. I don't remember. My stepson told me that yesterday. Yeah, the number one country song was manufactured, and they can put any kind of picture they want to up there. You don't know if it's true or not. So RCLMX says, all I want for Christmas is sign Lane Kiffin contract to Florida. How do you feel about that? You got some good comments on the show. You watched it last night.
Well, I do. I mean, when I look at the coaches, and again, you don't know which coach may be having interest, maybe a silent coach out there, but Kiffin appears to be, in my opinion, the best of what appears to be available. And after Kiffin, it drops off a lot to me. I'm not a big drink.
A lot. The earth faces the earth after that, right?
I mean, I think Kiffin, from a splash standpoint for Florida, would be the splash they would want. Is he the coach? I don't know. I hope so. He's doing well at Ole Miss with what he has. I think he could do better at Florida with what is available. But, from a splash standpoint, Florida needs something right now. So maybe that's what happens.
If you want people to put up their wallets, you're going to have to pay attention to splashes, because you may not care, but people aren't going to give them. And right now, there's some people have said, I've given my last dollar to the University of Florida. They want the whole bunch of them cut loose, including the athletic director, Scott Strickland. I've had some great guests this week, and I talked to Frank Frangie, who broadcasts the Jaguars. He's their voice, but he also is very close to the situation that Florida always has been. And I said to him that people wanted Scott Strickland's head, and he said, I disagree with that. He said, I think he's been a very good athletic director, and he's done a really good job of hiring a great basketball coach. And he wasn't just lucky. He worked to hire that basketball coach. And, yeah, okay, I would do that. But I don't know. It's strange. It's you get a lot of different opinions on the subject, but I don't know what the situation is. Carlton's having a hard time getting in. Go ahead and comment while I try to get him the link.
Well, I mean, athletic directors are just like everybody else. They make good decisions. They make some not so good decisions. And if it's great, he's the greatest guy in the world. If it's a bad decision, they want to get rid of him, just like any of your coaches. He's hired a lot of our coaches. I mean, soccer coaches and basketball coaches and et cetera. But you live and die, by that. Billy Napier, if he would have been a great coach, Strickland would have been the savior and stuff. But it didn't happen. It hasn't happened the last couple coaches. So, the athletic directors work with, I will say, the money people. They have to make them happy, because that's what supports and pays for facilities and coaches and et cetera. So I'm sure he's listening, and I'm sure he's making proposals and contracts and asking to see who all we can bring in. But Kiffin appears to be the one everyone's wanting, where the money's pointing. So we'll see how things go with that.
All right, Rob, there's a company here called Prime Orthodontics. I'm really intrigued by them to the point that they're a sponsor, but they also are expanding and putting braces and things on teeth of kids, especially, and adults too, is a huge deal. And I've got a member of my family that needs that, and I'm looking into the possibility of bringing her all the way up here from Central Florida to see if Prime can do something. They pretty much do a pretty good job on making people smiles. You know them well. You know they're expanding. That we hope we can help them become more "quote unquote" global, if that's the right word. Maybe it's not, but more and tell more people about it. Talk about Prime Orthodontics.
I sure will. I know him well because my grandson just within the last couple months got his braces put on. He's a teenager, 13, going on 20. But Prime Orthodontics, if you're ready for to smile your dreams, Prime Orthodontics can make it happen. Braces, clear aligners tailored just for you. Their expert team combines cutting edge technology with personalized care, all in a friendly, comfortable environment. Whether it's a teen, adult, or somewhere in between, your perfect smile starts with Prime Orthodontics. Call Prime Orthodontics today or visit them online. They have 2 current locations, and I will say, I think it's been announced, but she's actually expanding, taking on a partner, and so they're growing.
Wow.
But they have 2 current locations, one at 3308 West Highway 390 in Panama City, and also 10800 Panama City Beach Parkway, Unit 400 at Panama City Beach. Prime Orthodontics, where confident smiles begin.
Hi, buddy Martin. He's Rob Dodson. We're the co-host of this program. It's a new show. Maybe going to see it more often than you think. Coming to you live here in Panama City, and we're here in the part of the world that maybe some of you don't know about. Rob calls it paradise. Others call it wonderful things like Rob Brown, who will be here. He's been coming here literally for like 60 years and visiting down here. There's a lot. I don't know about it a ton. I'm learning it. One reason I'm doing this show is to learn more about the Panhandle area. And Rob has some special things to talk about there too. But coming up in just a minute, Carlton Reese is going to join us and talk about, we're really excited about this book, if you couldn't care, if you didn't know. And thank you to the Gator Club, Panhandle Gator Club, for jumping in now and making this one-time only opportunity possible. And I'm not going to say too much because we're going to get Carlton in a minute. To be able to buy a book at a reasonable price, get it signed by the author, one time only. This will be it right here. And then give it to her Christmas, because if you're like me, I wait till the last minute. I need some good presents. You can never go wrong with a Gator fan, even if you're not a Gator fan. Maybe you're a college basketball fan. If you get a good writer and a good book on the subject they care about for Christmas. So this, thanks to Rob and the Panhandle Gator Club, are going to be able to provide this. Talk about what's that behind you. Margaritaville. You're in a special place, dude. I want to know more about that.
I am here. They call it the Water Sound area, which is Panama City Beach, Water Sound 30A. It's 55 and older adult residents that's being built. Again, it's called Latitude Margaritaville, and basically came from Jimmy Buffett and his Margaritaville. So he's a creator of all this. But we're out here for the weekend. We got 3 nights out here in one of their villas, and
you got 10 people, 20 people. What do you got?
As far as with me?
Yeah.
It's just me and my wife.
Oh, okay. You said I thought we had a big party and didn't invite
No. Although we did go down to the bar and chill. They had a nice restaurant, so we ate the restaurant. Met some other couple that's here actually
now, this is a place you just can't walk into and rent.
Correct. You can rent it for 2 or 3 nights. Basically, we're here because we're looking at it. It's a possibility we could move here. But we wanted to see what it's like. So it's kind of like a test for us. We come out here, spend 3 nights. Like I said, but last night we spent a couple here from Oregon doing the same thing. They happen to be across the street from us, but we sat next to them and listened to a guy plays guitar and sing music. So tonight would be the same thing around the bonfire, fire pit out next to the bar and grill. We'll listen to another band tonight and stuff. So we're out here just to check it out and see if we like it.
What you going to do tomorrow night, though? You got a little prop. There's a game in Oxford.
Well, I'm going to go down to the bar and chill. They have TV, so I'm going to ask them if they can take it off of Jimmy Buffett for a little while and put a Florida football game on.
There you go. By the way, Buffett was a huge Gator fan. And I met him before he got famous. Let me just regress that. I'm coming to Carlton next. I was in Denver, and my paper, the Denver Post, sponsored one of the first senior golf tournaments ever played. Arnold Palmer won it, by the way. Just he was turning his age. And we had a big party at the club there. I think it was called Green Gables, I believe. And Buffett called up our office and said, "I'd like to come out to that golf tournament and play in it. I'll come and play, entertain if you let me do that." So I get one guy, God bless him, he's stupid. Okay, he calls me up and says, "There's some guy named Jimmy Buffet who says he wants to play in our tournament, and he'd play entertain if he did. Should I? Should you? Yeah, I think so. Heck yeah, you ought to do it." So Buffett came out there, and there was an intimate room with the club, and he got up and started, and he sat right over one more table. We talked about the Gators and what have you, and he loved the Gators so much. And he had on I don't know, kind of a cabana outfit, and he got up to go to the bathroom, and some guy stopped him and asked him, "Please bring him some ice."
Hey, one real quick story about Buffett. Back when I was in college in the mid '70s, I would go to a bar, and there was this guy that played guitar and would sing, and I'd sit next to him, buy him a beer, and et cetera, and enjoyed his music because it was kind of Caribbean music and so on. Yeah. And he finally left town, and a few months later, I heard this song on the radio, and I said, "Wait a minute, that's the same song." Well, it was Jimmy Buffett that I was sitting next to at the bar, who was a nobody at the time, and then his first song came out and stuff, but. Wow. One of the few things I guess I should have gave my phone number. Huh?
I guess so. I bet this guy also knows Jimmy Buffett, and I bet he liked listening to him too as well. Let's get him on the program and talk about it. He's the brilliant editor and strategist. Look at where he is. He's out and about. Everybody's got these exotic settings. Not me. I'm here at home. Carlton Reese, one of the fine editors of the book, my partner, the publisher company. No, we only got a minute, and your video is a little skippy. But aren't you excited? Where's that book? You have it with you?
Well, the book is in storage right now, ready to be shipped out and ready to be to go to these various club signings, all that. France, just like at the 18th there in Panama. Right now, I'm on the beautiful shores of Little Lake Weir, South Marion County. So my reception might too good.
All right, you're doing okay. I'm going to show the book cover up there. I want you guys to talk among yourselves about December the 18th and why it's important, guys.
Well, we're looking forward to have you and friends and Buddy at the Panhandle Gator Club event, Carlton. So tell us more about the book. Well,
he's having spotty reception.
He may, and I understand. I mean, fortunately, here where I'm at, they got Wi-Fi, so don't have to rely on cell. But again, the golden season. I do know, friends. Unfortunately, has a sore throat and can't talk. But
strep throat, really, yeah.
Strep throat. That's what it is, strep throat. But I know Fran's the story he generally tells, and Carlton can back this up. Is Fran started before the season, sitting down with Todd Golden in the Monopoly Cuban restaurant, which I frequent there on 34th Street.
We got him back. Here he is. Excuse me.
There he is.
There you are.
Sorry, guys. I hope I don't cut out again.
Just tell us real fast about the book. Tell us about the book.
The book it's a hardcover book. So if you own a bookshelf and you're a Gator fan, it needs to be on it. It's a great read by France. It's not just about the season and the tournament. I mean, he goes back to the off season, preseason, takes you through the state of mind of Gator basketball with Todd Golden back then. The spec was Florida's view in the national media. What did they think of Florida fans, and how that just through the whole season, France takes you through it. It's a great way to relive the glory of 2025 national championship.
We're probably going to lose him again, but I want to just say you did a good job there and telling us, and I'm going to let him go because he's got things to do as well. That's a book. It's out. It's printed. The first copy is out and available. I'm not going to try to explain it. I can tell you two things. there's an email address called the Golden Season Book at gmail.com. Right there for all the information you need. Prices are really historically low right now. They're going to go up. There's a limited number of books. They're gone. I think probably the ones that Rob buys here in the Panhandle for the 18th will be about it for now until we can reorder. It takes a couple of months' time, Rob, to be able to get to reorder those books.
Yeah, when we finally get the link and all the information, we'll have an event, eBright event available in which people can either RSVP to attend, which is a free attendance, doesn't cost to attend, or if you want to RSVP to attend and buy a signed book, you'll be able to pay for it through the Eventbrite link at that time. So we're looking forward to anyone in the Panhandle. And we are getting with the Emerald Coast Gator Club and the Northwest Florida Gator Club in Pensacola and Destin to have their folks also be notified, and hopefully we get a full house.
All right, Carlton, thank you. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, sorry. I guess I'm in a bad cell area. I apologize.
It's all right. You can take 30 seconds and go ahead and finish up.
Yeah, well, like I was talking about the book, it's just a great read. I mean, it's a book you're going to want to read probably a couple of times in your life just to relive that season that it was. It was so magical, and Franz does such a wonderful job of taking you through all the details and the mindset the whole way through. It was fun to edit, really fun to edit that book.
He didn't miss words, and he didn't throw smoke out there because he takes the written word very seriously. One of the best. Carlton, thank you, buddy. Have a good time. Appreciate it. Things look beautiful.
All right, thank you. Apologize for all that.
No problem. Got you.
Now you're in paradise also.
There you go.
Sure,
all right.
We all are, aren't we?
All right, pal. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let's go get this guy. He's a authority on the Panhandle. And you ask, what's he doing in Memphis if he's an authority on the Panhandle? Rob 1, Rob 2. Rob 1, you know about this story. And Rob Brown, great to see you again, buddy. Congratulations on all the success of your show. People glomming on to SEC sidelines every day. You get wonderful guests. You've had some great shows, and things are heating up just a little bit in certain parts of the country, like Lanesville.
Yeah, they are. And, the only easy day was yesterday in this business. We know that. But I want to compliment you and Carlton Reese. I would love to have said hi to him. I've seen him on your show many times, but publishing a book is such a big deal. And I'm with Carlton. Every Gator fan, every Gator alumnus, fan, supporter should have that book on their coffee table, in their office. It's a sign of literacy and loyalty and love of a school. Franz has a way of, when he's talking on a show, sounding like he's writing as he's talking simultaneously. So it's going to be a great book. But hats off to the publishers, because the more literate a society is, the better off everybody is. That's why I was told when I got in this business, started my own show, my friend Dan Barron, who's head of the New Orleans radio group, told me, he said, your writers will typically be your better guests. And I said, why is that? He said, because they've already written what they're thinking about. They're planners. They're like engineers. They don't walk out of the house without a written plan. Honey, I'm going to the store to get 19 things. But at least you know the 19 things you're going to get. But I'm fired up about having Franz on to talk about the book. And I love your shirt, Rob, Panhandle Rob. that thing is awesome.
Well,
God, that's beautiful.
I call it my podcast shirt these days.
That is awesome. Buffett would have worn it.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah. Hey, so thank you, Rob, for that. And you'll be the one, I'm told. I talked to Carlton last night. He says, I'm going to be FedExing one to Rob Brown, ASAP. So you'll get one of the first books. I know you're a reader. I know you followed the Florida basketball team. I'm going to just say this. If you're a Gator fan and you ain't got this book, man, you got a problem. Yeah. This is the book you got to get if you're a Gator fan, because I read it, edited it. I even have a little piece in there. Let me write something every now and then. But it was robbed. It was Franz's book. I mean, he went every step of the way with this basketball team. And he kept trying to tell us, remember, Rob?
Yeah.
This team's pretty good this team. We go, yeah. More Franz smoke. Guess what? He was right. And he wrote a really great book. And you can have it for as long as it lasts. And we might be sold out by Christmas, in which case we're going to start ordering books again. So, good show last night. We talked about it. Rob one talked about the whole Kiffin thing. My piece was not that I need to talk about my piece, but it was about the reason your executive producer wrote me and said, I'm getting these notifications from message boards everywhere. They're just sort of wham. And Brenden Martin just sent me a couple of them. He says, done deal. Here's what happened. They did it over the holidays and talk about where I don't know. Now, the danger in this is there's so many people who say they know that don't know. But when my son Brenden texts something out, that means he thinks something's going on. So I'm a guy who has said, and Rob, one, you know this too, Rob, two, I've said, I just don't see a guy being in a happy post, being where he is, finding himself in his life, sitting around the table with his family and ex-wife and children and all these things, with a son who's a sophomore in high school, who's having a great year there in Oxford, and a town, by the way, which was once unfortunately castigated for racism back in the day, and I can cite you some stories that were written then, and now has found itself again and is a beautiful spot. I mean, I wouldn't mind living in Oxford myself. I know you've been down there, Rob, too, as well. So the story I wrote was that people are saying now more and more that he's coming. I have been a doubter from day one. You know that, because I'm thinking, in my mind, what's more important than happiness and being at peace with yourself? And I don't know if it's a book. I got the book here, by the way. Speaking of books, he quotes all the time from it. I've only fanned through it. It's about meditation. It's maybe a little bit too, as I say, artsy fartsy read, but I'll try it. And he quotes from page by page on this book all the time. It's a guy. Not that there's anything wrong with it now. Okay, I'm not going to cast aspersions. There's a gay guy lives with a man who wrote this book on meditation. And would you think Lane Kiffin would be quoting from a book like that, guys? Just be honest.
Yeah.
Well, he is. And so I'm going to finish my thought and let you guys have it. That I have now suddenly, in the last couple of days, begin to doubt myself. The way the tea leaves keep turning up, after all, it's instincts, right? What do you believe? What do you think? And voices are speaking to me like, you know what? He might come. And if that happens, my gosh, the Gator Nation is going to blow up. Go ahead, Rob, one, give me your comments, and then Rob, two.
I guess Kiffin just has to come up to the decision of what is he most comfortable with. Yeah. He is comfortable in Oxford. There's no doubt. It's a nice, laid back, beautiful place, but does he want to move up? I mean, the Ole Miss Stadium holds a record crowd of 68,000. Florida Field has 94,000. The recruiting in Florida is probably better than it is in Ole Miss. There's just a whole lot more choices. Yeah, there's more competition in the state of Florida for the recruits, but Kiffin just has to come, I guess, find peace in his decision of, does he enjoy where he's at, or does he want the challenge of Florida?
Rob Brown.
I think Lane Kiffin's deal at Ole Miss is unique, and again, it's geographically, altered our opinions, but he doesn't really answer to Keith Carter, the athletic director. He has a different system. He answers to a couple of people, but it's not him. If he wants to go fishing for 3 weeks in Boca Raton or out in the Keys, and hit the big Grand Slam, he can do that. He doesn't have to go to Rebel Club events and all that stuff, which he doesn't really like. Lane Kiffin it's a diametrically opposing view that you get when you watch him on TV, because that's not what he's like in person. Yancey Porter came on the Tuesday night show on this channel, Lowdown with Loren Meadows. And, Loren said the Gator Collective has like 900 members. Ole Miss's collective, the Grove Collective, is over 15,000. I'm following the money trail, and it's all going to be about the money. The number 3 ranked accounting school in the country at Ole Miss, a hell of a law school. That's led to a ton. And remember, the cabal of the 15 lawyers, the tobacco settlement, Dickie Scruggs was the lead attorney. His take was $700 million, but it was billions. And that money is there to go. Now, look at the state of Mississippi, 2.85 million people. And competition, there's not, there's Southern Miss and there's Mississippi State for Ole Miss to compete with, and there's other schools. But Auburn and Alabama and Florida, where was Shane Matthews from? Pascagoula. I mean, he grew up in the Delta from Cleveland. Both parents went to Ole Miss. And, what was the nickname of his father? Was Indian Joe. He didn't wear socks. That we had Shane on the show a few weeks ago, and he talked about that. But then Shane brilliantly compared the number of living alumni, all the stats for Florida. If you're ever making a decision on whether to leave a company and go from one to the other, you always take out a legal pad. Reasons to stay on the left, reasons to go on the right. So it is tough. Memphis Fats, that's what they call Jimmy Sexton, is pulling the strings on all this. Everybody's getting a raise right now. But if you look at it objectively, I mean, the Florida job, I mean, that's just like, I mean, there's no limit. It was always said, we know it. If Florida ever gets their act together, they're unstoppable. But I'm going to throw, and I don't think Kiffin's leaving, but I also know that he's, from what I've been told, he's told Jimmy Sexton, we're not doing anything right now. So the coach, if you don't get Kiffin, here's a name that no one's talking about. I've seen this guy succeed. It's Dave Clawson, who stepped out from Wake Forest on ACC Network. If you can win at Wake Forest, you can win at Florida. Remember the knock on Steve Spurrier? Well, he won at Duke. Well, wait till he gets to Florida. Can he handle the pressure? First year, he wins the SEC. And I give Florida the SEC championship in 1990. They did. But those are some things to think about.
All right, good job. Now, look, let's skip a beat here for a second. We have other people here who are interested in teams like Auburn. Auburn, there's a team somebody knows about. Oh, wait a minute, Rob, that's your school. And other schools. And Alabama lost a big basketball game last night to Purdue unexpectedly. It kind of jolted them there. But before we do that, I want to do two things. I want you to put in your brain, Rob Brown, if you could go to one place in the Panhandle, and you know it well. You've been coming here since 1902, and you know it well. And go, what would it be and why and where? Tell us about that place, all right? And hold on for that for 1 second, because right now, Rob Dotson is going to tell us about Rocket Lanes. Rocket Lanes, by the way, which is our title sponsor here. Terrific people, and it's a great – I didn't know about this place. Everybody knew about it but me, and I know people that say, oh, yeah, I know that place. I used to park there when I walked across the street. And anyway, it's a huge place. Rob Dotson, talk about Rocket Lanes.
I'll be glad to. Host of the Panhandle Gator Club. So come get social at Rocket Lanes. Enjoy their bowling, their skating rink, their arcade. And while the kids are playing, if you don't want to play with them, come back to the bar and watch a football game along with the Gator. We have our Gator gatherings. Again, the host of the Panhandle Gator Club, we watch every football game. Rocket Lanes. Come get social. Rocket Lanes. 513 North Richard Jackson Boulevard, Panama City Beach, and the shops of Edgewater, across from Edgewater Beach Resort, which I imagine Rob Brown's been close to there.
I love it.
All right, talk about your favorite. Yeah, by the way, I got lost there again one night. Literally got lost. They had to take me back to find Rob. Rob Brown, talk about, this area well. You were the first to tell me about 30A and all the things there, which I have not yet been to. There are many things I want to know because my roots are from here.
Yeah.
My Definiak Springs is where my grandma and grandfather met.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, so talk about what you know about the Panhandle, why it's important to you, and what place is your favorite spot.
Well, I mean, my mom will be 91 Christmas Day, and she was 4 years old. Started going to Fort Walton Beach. Destin had nothing. And they went out on Sunday afternoon after lunch for the groundbreaking at the old Silver Beach Motel and Cottages, which sold a few years ago for $18 million. But I love right now, I think Grayton Beach is the old cottages there. It reminds me a lot of Florida as a kid when the Borden milk truck would come by and deliver fresh milk. And I think Grayton Beach is pretty cool. I love that western inlet that goes out to the Gulf within 10 to 15 feet, depending on the tide. You can lay there and paddle, get those paddle boards. Now you do have to be mindful that the occasional shark could get in there. So if you feel anything tugging on you, just be ready. But I love Goat Feathers Restaurant. I mean, the Red Bars, those are well known. I think Great Southern over there. What's cool about Great Southern on 30A by that ice cream shop, you will see a lot of celebrities. I tell you one who's there, Jason Aldean's there a lot. You'll see him wearing a cowboy hat. You'll never know it.
A lot of country music stars over there.
Yeah, but I think Goat Feathers is a cool place. And then you get over in Destin, Sexton's Fish Market, can't beat that place. And marinas. That's where I got grouper Destin recipe my mother gave me. You take a fillet of grouper, squeeze lemon juice on it, mix up 1/3 butter, 1/3 mayonnaise, and 1/3 Parmesan cheese. Bake it at 350 for 30 minutes.
This cooking show going on here.
But there's nothing better in the world than fresh Gulf Coast seafood. But what makes it great down there is you got the greatest collection of people. It's a lot of retired military. I mean, the special ops at Holbert Field there between Fort Walton and Destin. That's where the most important things in the world depart from there. Eglin goes all the way down the coast. But I don't think on the Panhandle you can beat around 5:30 or 6 on a Monday afternoon. If you're out on the beach at Orange Beach by the Floribama, when the Blue Angels come flying in from wherever they've been, and they will take a hard left at the state line and go across that bay to Pensacola Naval Air Station. And just being out there on the beach, anywhere on the Panhandle, getting, liquored up, having a beer, watching those Coast Guard helicopters and Black Hawks going up and down the beach. It's incredible. And I've flown in a few times as a reporter. Let me just say, the other side of the sandbar is very active with our dorsal fin friends, but they don't typically like to come in there where we are. So anyway, I just think as far as the Panhandle goes, it's the most unique place in America. It's got the most beautiful beaches. And Rob, I don't know, my son-in-law is going to be coaching. He is coaching the bowling team at Christian Brothers High School in Memphis. His average in high school was like a 197. And I want a pair of purple and gold bowling shoes. I'm going to get a pair of them. But what's your handicap in bowling? You look like you're an engineer. I know you're good.
I used to bowl. Right now, my handicap is a bad back.
Okay. Well, you'll get back. I just think Panhandle, it's like, where do you start? I mean, the thing about
wait. Why purple and gold? I'm sorry. Why purple and gold?
That's the colors of Christian Brothers High School in Memphis.
Because also
it's 1871.
LSU as well.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of with all these schools like that. It's Notre Dame with the gold helmets and the purple and gold.
My bad. I just didn't want to know.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very good detailed report there, Rob Brown, and you know this place. I can't wait for you to educate me. I mean, I hesitate to say anything because I'm not an expert on it. I've lived here almost 2 years now, and I'm starting to get it a little bit. And Rob Dotson, my new best friend, is taking me around and showing me a few places. I'm learning all this stuff. But there's so many places I want to go and see. And it's incredible. And I will venture to say, I don't want to come out and make this statement without knowing, but it kind of reminds me of some of the yet unspoiled property in Florida. There's some places I grew up in the beautiful Florida. There was natural and beautiful, the springs, the lakes, the rivers, what have you. Mm-hmm. And I can look out my window right here, which I will one day, and I've got the bay right here, St. Andrews Bay. And looking down, there's clear water. It's brackish water, but it's clear. And it looks clean, whether it is or not. It just looks, and I had a relative went up to 38, and she has traveled around the world, particularly in the Caribbean. And she said, no more Caribbean from me. I've found my Caribbean, It's right there on 30A. So there's a lot of beautiful stuff here I'm learning, and thanks for that report. Now, Rob Dodson, you have a lot of favorite places. Talk about if you're going to take me out for one day for a meal or anything, what would you take me?
Well, buddy, I'd probably hop you on my boat and we'd go out deep sea fishing. I'll go out the jetties from Panama City Beach and head out a couple miles and drop some lines and pull in some grouper. And when in season, some red snapper, maybe even troll and get us some mahi or a wahoo. But to me, that's my love. It's fishing. Now, I'm also a scuba diver. I got my certification card back in 1972. So I've been scuba diving for a long time. So you can either go offshore here and go scuba diving, or there's plenty of caves and springs you can dive in. So those two are my love between scuba diving and fishing. But nothing like getting in that boat and just cruising out a few miles. I'm from my house. I'm 15 minutes and I'm out in the jetties and I'm in the Gulf.
Nice. Got to have photos next time. All right. As we kind of wrap up this program, sponsored, by the way, Rocket Lane's a very special place for you at Panama City Beach. If you haven't been there, go. And also our friends at Prime, not Prime, Orthodontics, who I'm very interested in because I have a granddaughter who needs braces. And by the way, I was going to mention before, one of my best friends is Max Steen. Max Steen played on the 69 Gator team with Carlos Alvarez and John Reeves. He was the captain, and he became a dentist and moved to DeLand, and he's been there for 50 years. And I've been to see Mac over there at DeLand, and you wouldn't believe the kids who are now 18, 19, 20 coming up to him, to Dr. Steen, to talk to him about he has a personal relationship with each one of those people because he put braces on. So it's not an everyday thing, and I know they don't treat it that way at Prime. Now, here's the question of the hour. I'll let you go first, Rob Brown. And this, I'm kind of old school this way. I know it's a modern day and things are done differently, and people say don't get upset about this or that. But I'm sorry. Just the idea that Billy Napier was in Athens with Kirby Smart at practice, having his photo made, bothers me. And I will say also that as I tell this person, I'll call him back in a minute. I'm on right now. I'm on the air. That I understand it's a different world. Everybody is looking for work. Billy's not going to have a problem with money, but here's what bothers me. Am I wrong? What if tomorrow 6 Gators transfer to Georgia? My gosh, that's a different light. And that means he's obviously on the payroll somehow. Those kind of things are things I'm having difficulty dealing with. Rob Brown?
I don't blame you one bit. The optics aren't good at all on that. And there's already articles in The Athletic today, which quarterbacks might be on the move. That's a terrible look. And that's what's pissing everybody off in college football right now, to think all the money that you're paying and these people, what Billy did is trying to keep himself relevant. And I don't agree with it. It's a free country, freedom of speech and expression, but there are going to be consequences. And I don't think it's a good look at all.
Rob Brown?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just to have the gall to do it. It's almost like a slap in the face back to the Gators. Yeah. Billy was, in my opinion, he was a great GM. He ran a good program business wise, but he failed. He failed as a head coach, and now he's moving on. But don't like stick your foot in the face of who you just left. Like you said, what is he trying to do? What is he trying to? Is it for him, or is it for him and bring some players with him? It's just not good.
Revenge. I know people are competitive, and I'm a very competitive person. You guys might know that, but I've done some stupid things in the name of competition. But that just, and I, as you know, Rob, I've given Billy a pass on a lot of things. And you know that, Rob Brown, because you and I have talked about this a lot on the air. And I've given him every benefit of the doubt. I'm done with Billy Napier. I'm done. That's it. Stick a fork in him. I don't want him around here. And someone said last night, and now I don't normally pay attention to these things, but now I'm starting to believe that he was never a Gator. Think about that. He was never a Gator. And I'll tell you, the first little tip I got was when he talked about them dogs he made a mention of a couple of years ago. You don't use that phrase around here if you're a Gator. Them dogs is only for people in Georgia. And I posted that. They know them dogs from Florida. You think Steve Spurrier will call them dogs or Urban Meyer? Are you kidding me? No way. So I get my dander up, and I'm a little unhappy. By the way, speaking of which, and we'll close with this. Big game this weekend. It's going to decide a lot. Georgia, Texas. Who you got, Rob Brown?
I got Georgia winning 28-24.
Their quarterback has played quite well. I mean, he has really surprised me. He's been a pleasant surprise. I think I like, I don't know. It's a tough one for me. It really is. I think Georgia. Texas has not had the year they wanted. Rob Dotson?
Well, as you discussed in your show earlier on the SEC sidelines, Rob, if Texas brings their best and Georgia brings theirs best, it'll be one heck of a game.
Yeah.
But if one doesn't, it's going to be one heck of a game in the other direction. But I do think, they play at Georgia, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yes, it's in Athens.
Right. That was my recollection. I think that's probably what I would put Georgia over. I think the two teams, talent-wise, are pretty even. Neither team is playing their best. They have had some good games. So I would take Georgia in just a squeaker. I don't know, maybe 27-24.
All right, we all like Georgia. We got about 30 seconds to say to Rob 2. It's easier to say Rob 2. Not that you're second to anybody.
No.
Give me
RB and RB.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. I need 30 seconds of what's on your program. I got to get out in a minute and a half. So give me what's coming up on SEC sidelines. You want to see that morning show? They got a great producer right here.
Yeah, and Brenden Martin, great stuff. Thank you so much. We had a great one this morning. Matt Moscona out of Baton Rouge was on talking about LSU and the SEC college football. Ken Capps talked about Texas and Georgia. And then, of course, we do it every Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. Central. And we'll have Dave Bartu, Coach Pete Cordelli, Coach Ellis Johnson on to review the weekend and look ahead. But too much is never enough for college football. And always love and honored to be on your show. I love y'all's energy. It's authentic.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it. All right, Rob Dodson, wrap up our sponsors and talk to you, Rob Brown, a little later. Wrap up the detail, thank our sponsors, and let's go and get ready for the weekend.
Well, thank you, buddy. Yeah, we thank Rocket Lanes for being the host of the Panhandle Gator Club. So get social at Rocket Lanes. Come watch the Gators this Saturday. I believe at 6 p.m. Central. Hopefully we can knock Kiffin and Ole Miss out of the playoffs and have Kiffin come early.
Yes, sir. You have a good weekend. Enjoy the Margaritaville. I'm sure you may even have one tonight. You never know. And happy anniversary once again. Great job. Appreciate you, brother, for all you do for us. And we'll talk soon, all right?
All right, buddy. Take care.
Rob Dodson, the co-host of the... where's my logo here?
I'll smile for you.
Yeah, go ahead. All right. You smile for me. We'll take it. You take it out, all right?
All right, thanks, guys. And again, hey, come check us out, Panhandle Gator Club on Facebook or a webpage.
Mark the date down. Transcript will be signing books on the 18th of December.
No. Yeah.
Panhandle Gator Club. Thank you, guys.